Hello, my name is Janae Gordon and my NSU number is N018-44474. So before I begin answering the questions, I just want to say that I hope this video finds all of you well, and I want to thank the admissions committee for considering me to be a part of the cohort for this year's MOT program. I feel so blessed and so grateful to be given this opportunity. So without further ado, let's get on into the questions. So the first question says, many students look for careers in which they can help others and make a difference in their lives. Why did you choose occupational therapy, and what do you think makes occupational therapy unique? So in order to answer this question, I wanted to combine the two portions, because for me, the reasons why I chose occupational therapy and the reasons why I believe occupational therapy are unique are one and the same. So in order to do this, I thought the best way to answer these questions would be, instead of telling you, to show you. So I wrote a poem. So let me explain the poem a little bit. This poem serves multiple purposes. One of its purposes is to showcase the fact that occupational therapy is a creative profession. You can be as creative as you want in this profession. Now, I believe that we are limited by the capacity of our minds. But the capacity of our minds are limitless when it comes to creativity, which means that creativity in occupational therapy is also limitless. My poem also serves the purpose of showcasing that occupational therapists work with a lot of different types of people, and that's another reason why I chose occupational therapy and why it's also unique. My poem talks about 3 different individuals, all ranging in different occupational therapy needs. So with occupational therapy, it doesn't matter how old you are, what gender you are, or even what disease or illness or disability that you have. You might need mild rehabilitation, or you may need major rehabilitation. Either way, you can still benefit from occupational therapy. This poem touches on something that is extremely significant to me. A lot of times when you think about someone who's lost their functions and the ability to do everyday things that they once enjoyed, you can notice that they start to feel helpless, useless, like they have no meaning, like they've lost their purpose. It's almost as if their humanity is being stripped away from them. And I believe that occupational therapy gives them an opportunity to take that humanity back for themselves, to find their meaning in life again, to find their purpose, so that they no longer feel helpless and useless. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy my poem. It's titled Healing. A child with locked throat and numb flesh trickle out the mouth. Listen. Understand. A woman betrayed by thoughts. Anxiety and depression serenade her mind. Potential lies dormant. A man with a severed body link fighting from within, bound, unmoving. A shattered globe with people pieces, until from a crevice peeks OT, and shards meet. Question number 2 says, what led you to believe that Nova Southeastern University was the right place for your occupational therapy education? So I've been following Nova's MOT program on Instagram for the past couple of years now, and I've seen a lot of different things that have made me want to go to the program even more. Over the years, Nova has become my dream school to attend, and it was actually the first school that I found when I was considering occupational therapy as a career. So I've seen a lot of different things on the Instagram page, from amazing community events to awareness around the campus, to just witnessing how close-knit and how much camaraderie is within each cohort. Those are all things that I want and am looking for in a program. In addition to that, earlier this year I had the privilege of attending a backstage pass event at Nova, and I was able to meet you, a lot of your faculty and your staff in the program, and I really was impressed by you all. When I'm looking for a program, I really look towards how the instructors are, what their attitudes are towards the program, and also the students, and how the curriculum is run. And what I saw was that you are a passionate team who is dedicated to the students in the program, and I really cherish that because I want to be taught and mentored by people who are passionate about what they do because I'm passionate about what they do. And I feel like if I wasn't taught by people who had so much knowledge and had so much passion, I wouldn't have the best possibility of becoming the most amazing occupational therapist that I could potentially be. I wouldn't be able to reach my full potential. And so that's one of the main reasons why I really want to go to Nova. In addition to Nova being a pretty awesome school geared towards research and advocacy for occupational therapy as well. Question number 3 says, tell me about a time when you reacted to something or someone in a way that you regret. What about this experience made you regretful? If you had the chance to do it over, what would you change and why? So one thing that I regret in my life is not building really deep relationships and friendships with my siblings sooner than I have. I've only been building relationships with my siblings the past year and a half, and a lot of that has to do with how we were all raised. So I'm the oldest. I have 5 younger siblings. 2 are from my dad and 3 are from my mom. Now, all of my siblings have been raised in different environments, including myself. I was not raised by my mom or my dad. I was actually raised by my grandma. And all of us have been separated for extended amounts of time at some point or another. Even to the point where we have lived in different states. But now we're all back in the same state and we've had the opportunity to become closer. Being from a Caribbean family, our culture is that if you're the oldest in the family, it's your responsibility to be the head of the family. So me being the future head of the family, I want to make sure that I have really close and deep relationships with my siblings. If I don't, our family, in my opinion, is going to fall apart because no one's ever going to know how each other is doing or be involved in one another's lives. And so one thing that I think about is, despite how we were raised, despite all the boundaries, I could have somehow reached out to them and begun to build those relationships sooner. Because I feel like I wasted a lot of time, and I also feel like I don't have a lot of memories that I cherish from our childhood, and memories that we can share together, because we didn't have those experiences with one another. But instead of focusing on the sad aspects, I want to focus towards positivity in the future, and the fact that I do have the opportunity to do so now. So the thing that I would regret would be building relationships with my siblings sooner, and I would change it if I could go back in time. Moving on to question number 4. You are working as a volunteer at a nursing home. You are wheeling the meal cart down the hall after dinner. Ahead of you, you see a nursing assistant escort a resident into his room and close the door. As you pass the room, you hear a raised voice and believe it to be the nursing assistant. What would you do? Please explain your rationale. So in this instance, since I'm a volunteer, I don't have the knowledge or the training to handle a situation like this, I would go ahead and get someone that does. So whether that's a floor supervisor or a nurse or someone who has a higher authority than me and can handle the situation. As a volunteer, it's my responsibility not to make any assumptions about what's going on because I honestly don't know. The door is closed and I can't see anything. I don't know if the patient is a psych patient who is known to yell frequently, because I could be hearing the patient actually yelling and not the nursing assistant, or maybe the nursing assistant is the one yelling. So in this situation, I wouldn't want to jump to conclusions and I wouldn't want to jeopardize the safety of anyone. So the best thing for me to do would be to go and get someone who could handle the situation. And then finally, question number 5 says, please tell us something about yourself that distinguishes you as an applicant to our program. So one thing that I think that distinguishes me a lot from other applicants is how involved in the community I've been over the years and how much I care about people. I feel like in the healthcare field, a lot of times patients don't feel comfortable in sterile environments, and so I want to kind of change the atmosphere a little bit to help people feel more comfortable in the environment, and feel that warmth from their doctors, their nurses, their occupational therapists. So I've worked in college. I volunteered with an organization called Alternative Breaks, and I went to Memphis, Tennessee my first year, where I worked on community and youth development. And then my second year I worked on agroecology in Costa Rica, of all places. It was an amazing experience. I think I could actually potentially use that experience in Costa Rica one day. Hopefully I'll work with a patient who wants to be able to garden again or farm again, because I learned some pretty amazing things up there, or down there, like making my fertilizer out of microbes from the jungle. But also I've volunteered in other settings with Special Olympics and at Sydney Lanier Center, which is a school that caters to kids with disabilities such as Down syndrome and cerebral palsy. But more recently, I have been serving a year in AmeriCorps through a nonprofit called Firewall Centers, where we are an after-school program, and I am leading a center. My center is Lauderhill 6 through 12, which is both a middle and high school. These students are at-risk youth, and so what we do is instill life skills into them, and we teach them our own Think curriculum, which enables them to become better individuals in the long run, and to become servant leaders in their communities. So in addition to that, we also tutor and mentor them and get them ready for the FSAs at the end of the year. So I'm definitely involved a lot in the community, but I also have done a lot of observation hours. In addition to doing a lot of observation hours, I've been able to observe in a lot of different varieties, a lot of different settings with my observation hours. So I've done hippotherapy, I've worked in pediatrics with autistic children, I've volunteered in an outpatient facility in the hand therapy clinic, which has actually inspired me to want to specialize in hand therapy, and also an inpatient facility with a wide range of ages. I really enjoyed the hippotherapy volunteering. I remember this one time where we had a little boy, I think he was 7 or 8 years old, and I thought it was really cool because the OT used just a simple technique to gear towards multiple skills. She geared towards coordination, balance, and motor skills. And what she had him do was sit on the horse backwards, so he would be working on balance, and while doing so she would lead the horse and he would be working on handwriting on the back of the horse. And then at certain points they would stop at different stations where he'd work on coordination and throwing balls into a ring. So all of these experiences that I had while volunteering were really amazing, and really helped me to understand occupational therapy more, and really made me become more passionate about occupational therapy. So this concludes my video submission essay. I hope you all enjoyed it. Once again, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I am so grateful to be able to even have applied to NOVA and have gotten this far in the admission process. So once again, thank you so much. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of your days. Bye!